Hello all, and welcome to my last unboxing for today slash tonight. Um, Started with The Rock and Mae Young. We end it with Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's been a minute. I was just trying to catch up on a lot of unboxings today. That's about as far as I got. So, last one for tonight, which also happens to be the last one for the Super 7 New Japan figures. I guess you could say Series 1, Wave 1. I'm not sure what they're calling them. But yeah, first one we did was Will Ospreay. Second one we did was Ishii. Then we hit Okada. And now we're getting to Tanahashi. Personally, my most anticipated one. Yeah, looking forward to this. There's a lot of hit and miss with these. I've been trying to give my most unbiased, like, thumbs up, thumbs down on these. Osprey got a thumbs down. Ishii got a pretty big thumbs up. I think that's the best one so far. Okada would have gotten a thumbs down, but that jacket saved that figure, his ring jacket. And now we're to Hiroshi Tanahashi. So I guess you could say technically Okada would have gotten a thumbs down. But I gave him a thumbs up for the ring jacket because that ring jacket is like the best ring jacket I've ever seen a wrestling figure come with. So he got lucky. Now we're getting to Tanahashi. I like Hiroshi Tanahashi. If you're not familiar with them, as I said before, Ospreay is kind of the junior ace for a while. High flyer, a lot of flips, a lot of stuff like that. He's transitioned into a heavyweight role now. Ishii is like your hard-hitting, kind of classic Japanese-style wrestler. Okada is like the big star now, and kind of their ace. Even when he doesn't have the belt, he's their big star. But before him was Hiroshi Tanahashi. To me, the best way to describe Hiroshi Tanahashi is that he is kind of like the John Cena of Japanese wrestling. Um, Brown shipper box. Same as always. In that it seemed like he always kind of had the mixed reception thing going on. Kind of appealing to younger kids and women, but then like the hardcore fans just didn't seem to like him, which is crazy to me because he's arguably like a better wrestler than John Cena. I guess people just didn't like his character all that much. However, as a performer and overall, I think over time, much like John Cena, everybody has come to respect Hiroshi Tanahashi as one of the greatest of all time. In any country, in any wrestling organization. I genuinely believe that. Like between him and Nakamura, like that's kind of what got me into New Japan so many years ago, before Okada was a big deal. I was doing tape trading and watching videos on YouTube, and the big thing was Tanahashi versus Nakamura before there was Tanahashi versus Okada. That's kind of how the progression goes. Tanahashi and Nakamura were having these great, just drag out matches. And then as that kind of went to the wayside and Nakamura kind of became his own King of Strong style character and evolved, Tanahashi was still like the guy. He was their biggest star. Despite the mixed reception where he would kind of get booed, even though he was the big star and he was so good. Kind of like a John Cena. And that's why I use that analogy, that comparison. And then Okada came along and became the next guy and eventually beat Tanahashi. And that was kind of like a whole story that was great. So I've always loved Hiroshi Tanahashi. He's my favorite guy out of these four. So yeah, real excited for this. Same thing. I love these boxes. Wish I could keep them. And there we go. The ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. There's this little bio on the back. 5'10". They actually put his Twitter handle. That's funny. I didn't notice that on the other ones. Did they do that on the other ones? That's funny. I'm taller than Tanahashi. I'm 6 foot even. So hey, I think I'm probably taller than most wrestlers now. Not that that's a bad thing. Just saying. So here we go. This one didn't tear when I opened it up top. like the others have. And there he is. Cool. All right. Let's go out. Again, same background for all of them. Wish they had changed that up. Yeah. So, cool. Let's get all these accessories out first. If you know, if you've been paying attention to the previous videos, he has all the same hands, just same molds, just in different skin tones. So he's got all the same hands as the previous one, so I won't really go into a lot of detail on those. Let's see if he's the first one where a hand doesn't just go flying off the table. I think we might actually get lucky here. Almost not. Oh, that one almost did. Okay. And twist tie, which be damned because I have scissors. Scissors. There we go. And let's get Tanahashi out himself. I'm excited for this figure. So hopefully he's good. I'll try to give my most unbiased opinion here. Okay. So far, so good. Let's kind of try to fix these out, straighten them out of here a little bit. Oh, he's got a stiff knee joint. I wonder if they based that like on Hiroshi Tanahashi's actual bad knees. See what I did there? Cool. Let's get this guy. Is this supposed to go up? I think that's supposed to go up. So I'm trying to like sort them out here and get the jacket like properly going too. Okay, so some really good positives right off the start I'll get into. So, move that up a little bit. First off, we'll go over the accessories. Here's the hands. Same hands as all the other ones before. Just different kind of skin tone going. Luckily, he doesn't have the like weird splotchiness, like black kind of going in, like it seep through the plastic or something that the Okada had. So no issues there. But like every other one, he does have that unpainted taped hand. I still have no idea why they did that. It's just a quality control oversight, I guess. It comes with the guitar. Tanahashi's kind of known for his air guitar, and I can't remember when it was, but at one point he had a real guitar. So there you go. Alternate head, kind of a smiling head. This one looks really good. I like this one. Kind of the hair covering up an eye. You can still see the eye, but hair's covering it up. Yeah, so good likeness on that one. And then, of course, we have the head sculpt here, which is an even better likeness, in my opinion. So the head likeness on these is good. That's for sure. Now, on to Tanahashi himself. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. This jacket, if the Okada was like the best wrestling jacket I've ever seen on an action figure, a wrestling action figure, then this is like the second best jacket I've ever seen on a wrestling action figure. I can't say it's as good as the Okada one. I think if this were the same material, this is a little bit of a harder plastic, but it is bendy enough that it's probably pretty easy to get on and off. But if it were the same material as the Okada jacket, I'd probably be saying this is the best one ever. It even has like the fake fur up here. That's pretty cool. It's a great attention to detail. And the design of it, it looks like all the detail that's in it is great. So yeah, I can't say it's quite as good as the Okada one. The Okada one is just like levels above anything I've ever seen. But this one's, it's a good second. Uh, we got High Fly, and we got the Hiroshi Tanahashi thing, Ace. The design. Oh, I apologize. He's got Ace on the side of his tights there, if you can see. I'm not going to take this jacket off. I'm going to leave it on. Yeah. So positives right out of the way. His hip joint / thigh joint things work really well, and both of them work. On Will Ospreay, neither one wanted to really go. I don't know if I just have to heat those up or if it's a issue that affects all of them. On Ishii, only one of them really worked. And on Okada, neither one really wanted to work again, like the Ospreay. Thankfully, both of the ones on Tanahashi work really well. Yeah, good movement there. Good movement on that one. Those work out nicely. He's got the knee pivot on both. Nice. Still no waist movement, sadly. That's going to be the curse on these, I guess, is going to be that. Once you get past all the other quality control stuff, that'll be the curse, is the head sculpts and waist movement. But beyond that, so far so good. His skin tone is good. There's no blotchiness on him. They gave him like the ripped up torso because he is a pretty ripped up and jacked guy. I'm going to try to get the Intercontinental belt off of him here. Hopefully. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, the jacket's a little bit too stiff. It's still a great material, like a fake kind of pleather. It's just a much more stiff one. So I'm trying to get the belt off, and I'm struggling ever so slightly. Okay, there we go, which makes me think this is going to be a pain in the ass to get back on, but I'm not going to worry about that. Yep, there he goes. There's his abdomens. His abs? Abs. It's late. What do you want me to do? The only thing that's a little off on this is because of his hair, the collar doesn't go all the way up like around like it's kind of supposed to. But that's okay. It's just a minor thing on the jacket. Like I said, it's a great jacket. I just don't want to deal with getting it on and off because as great and detailed and as much as I like the material, I have a feeling that would be the case with this guy. But beyond that, he looks great. I'm so happy this one turned out good as it did. Okay, so here's the belt. IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. Probably, let's see if we can get this to focus. You going to focus for me? There we go. Probably the best looking belt out of the bunch. At least out of, not like in New Japan. Actually, it probably is now. So, side note, New Japan got a new heavyweight championship recently. And I think they got rid of the Intercontinental belt and the heavyweight belt. So this belt doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think. Nor does the one that came with Okada, the heavyweight championship. They combined the two and then made a new belt that looks like a weird shield, and it sucks. I'm sorry, but it sucks. If you're somebody who likes that belt design, like, tough shit, man, that sucks. Then I wonder where your belt design taste comes from. I'm just going to say that, man. I don't like that design at all. I know it's an opinion thing. I shouldn't say that, but like, it's an ass design. But I like this one. Out of the 4 that came with the figures, this is the one that looks the most like what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. Not that the others didn't. The open weight one that came with Ishii was really good. But like, this one's got just the right amount of like gold and silver contrast to it. And it's got the white strap and everything. So yeah, I think this is the best belt that came with the bunch, for sure. Let's see if we're gonna have the struggle of getting it back on, like the pegs in. I have the distinct feeling the answer to that is going to be yes, because it is of like the thicker plastic, like the junior heavyweight and the heavyweight title. So I wonder if that's the thing. Yeah, like I'm struggling a lot to try to get that back in. It won't stay. The pegs are a little bit too flimsy to be pushed in regularly. Um, Wait, I think I got one in. See if I can pivot that into getting the other ones in. Um, I don't think I am. So I got two of them in. The other two don't want to go in. Oh no, wait, I got a third. Ah, oh my god. Okay, I got them in. It was a pain in the ass, but I got them in. Yay. Okay, so uh okay, so the belts overall are 2 for 2. If you really want to talk about it, the open weight belt that came with Ishii looked great, and I was able to get the pegs back in pretty easily. And the IWGP Intercontinental belt here looks great. Not as easy to get the pegs in, but I was able to do it. And the other two belts, junior heavyweight title and regular heavyweight title, look the least like what they're supposed to color wise, and also just pegs would not go back into the way they were supposed to. So belts were 2 for 2. Um, awesome. And then that'll like never come off. I'll just have people carry the damn thing looking like this, so I don't have to deal with it. Uh, but yeah, overall, I mean, the detail on them is great. I love the knee pads, the crispness of it. There's no splotchiness to the skin tone. They got the arm sleeve down. Head sculpt looks great. Jacket's good, even though it's a little bit more stiff than I would like for it to be. I think it looks great. Overall for Tanahashi, and the fact that the joints he's supposed to have work, even though he still doesn't have double jointed knees or a waist like pivot. Um, what's supposed to be there does work great. The thigh swivel and the thigh, like on that ball joint, works great. Um, yeah, so I think overall, as a whole package, and I'm going to be a little biased here, I'll openly admit it, I think this Tanahashi is the best one of the group. I think it's between him and the Ishii. Him and Ishii are really close. Um, I think it's going to come down to just which guy you like more, because those two figures, this one and the Tomohiro Ishii, both like hit all the points they're supposed to. Um, the articulation you're supposed to get is there. Their head sculpts on both heads are great. The belts they came with look the most like the ones they're supposed to come with. No, yeah. The only issue that all these had that they had is, I apologize, I'm stumbling here. The only issues really that Ishii and Tanahashi had are the same issue that affected all of them, which is that weird unpainted hand. Um, Set of hands that are supposed to have white tape and don't for whatever reason. Even though, again, I don't think Ishii and Tanahashi even wear taped hands or have taped hands. Um, but yeah, out of the four, uh, there's four figures in wave one, and I think we hit 50%. Now, I know I gave Okada a thumbs up based on that jacket, but realistically, if it didn't have that, it would be a thumbs down. So I think it's okay to kind of say that, two of them were really big hits. One of them was almost a complete miss, and one of them I think was a complete miss, which was the Osprey. Um, so yeah, Tanahashi, big thumbs up. I love it. I love Tanahashi, so I know I'm being a little biased there. But just overall as a figure, there's not much to say. Like, he looks like exactly what he's supposed to be. The articulation he's supposed to have is there. Granted, it's still less than like an Elite or an Ultimate or an AEW Unrivaled. Still, what we're supposed to get is there. His belt looks the most like what it's supposed to look like. His alternate head, both of them look good, not just one. Um, I could have done without the guitar accessory. I think we could have gotten something else. I don't know what else he could have come with. I don't know, maybe a second belt, like a heavyweight belt, or I don't know. The guitar accessory is kind of weird. Just I don't know. Maybe like one of those unbreakable tables of Japan. That'd been hilarious. Um, but yeah, overall, I love it. I think personally, it's probably my favorite one of the group. Um, from a bias perspective, unbiasedly, maybe the Tomohiro Ishii takes it. Um, but either way, yeah, I think we hit big on two of the figures, and then I think the other two didn't really hit, save for the Okada jacket. So I think that's where we're at. Um, I'd have probably paid any I shouldn't say any price. I don't mind paying the $45 for the Tanahashi we got. I'm cool with that. Same thing with the Ishii. I think it turned out great. On the Okada and the Osprey, I can as confidently say that, especially on the Osprey. For sure, I don't think the Osprey was worth it, which is disappointing. On the Okada, if it hadn't been for that jacket, then it wouldn't have been worth it either. Um, so the best way I can describe this series for anybody getting into wrestling figures is to just understand that as great as they look, some of them, granted, Osprey and Okada were a little suspect. Um, but um, know what you're getting. Know that you're not getting a waist joint. You're not getting thigh swivels. You're getting like the hip swivels. Like I said, I messed that up earlier. Um, and that it is going to have a little bit less articulation than an unrivaled or an elite or an ultimate. Um, so just know what you're getting. You're getting a much more high quality plastic for sure, which is why the price is the way it is on a premium product like this. And you're getting better jackets and quality jackets and stuff, and deco probably. Although some elites and some of those AEW and rivals have some damn good deco. Um, but just know what you're getting. That's the best way I can describe it, since we kind of hit the 50% mark here. Know what you're getting. Um, you're getting higher quality plastics and stuff, but less articulation on the figures themselves. And you're getting like way more hands and the alternate head. Like this one came with a guitar, all that stuff. Belts are the same. Like these belts are probably the exact same as the AEW and WWE belts, only minus these are harder to like get back in the peg for whatever reason. Um, and that's another thing. I didn't mention that before. Like a lot of the cost is coming with like all these spare hands. That's another thing too. They're just coming with so many sets of hands, albeit the same damn hands for every figure in a different skin tone. But that's another thing too. All those hands and the extra head, it does drive up the price. So know what you're getting. Um, pick your battles. Like if it's a wrestler you really want and you're willing to pay that price, go for it. If it's a wrestler you feel a little off about, um, then skip it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably cancel my Wave 2 order and then just pre-order like Evil and Naito and call it good, and miss out on the other two. And that said, I can't remember who they are. I think Bushi is one, and then somebody, who's the other one? Um, Oh, come on. It's another Los and Gobnables. Ah, can't remember. Anyways, oh, Takahashi. Yeah, Takahashi's the other one. Yeah, just know what you're getting. Pick the ones you want. If you feel like they look like they're going to be worth the price, go for it. Tanahashi to me is. Ishii is. Okada, barely. Osprey, probably not. If I could go back, I'd probably get Tanahashi and Ishii for sure. I'd have to think about Okada, and I wouldn't get the Osprey, knowing what I know now. And I think that's how you're going to have to pick and choose on this, is just get the wrestlers you really want and you're willing to pay that premium price for, and maybe just skip out on the other ones. Maybe these aren't whole sets to be getting based on price, especially if they're going to have those weird quality control issues like some of these had. But that's it. That's kind of my unbiased take. Pick your battles, get the guys you want that you're willing to pay that price for, and call it good. I can't say I recommend the whole sets because I think some of these guys are going to have similar issues, and maybe some of them just aren't guys we're going to want. So, and I'm the same way. I'll definitely be much more diligent with who I get and who I don't. So thank you for joining me tonight with all the stuff I unbox. You're going to see it all go up like as I did it, probably. So in order. And this was the last one for tonight. New Japan set, New Japan, Super 7, New Japan, Wave 1. Cool. Like I said, Ishii, Tanahashi, great. Okada, meh, with the jacket being great. And Osprey, not so much. And that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't know what I'm going to do next, but I'll see y'all there. I'm tired. I'm checking out. See y'all.